Hi, hello. It's Kelly BL Chef. Welcome to the channel. We do a lot of BL here, GL here, sometimes some music, and I have with me, hello, I didn't put your name up. Blam. Amanda. And we are here to watch Be My Favorite. We're on episode 3. We're missing Yoshi today. He had an appointment, but he will be back next week. So he said to carry on without him. I'm trying to think of where we left off last week. We left off with the kiss.
Yes. What a good one. What a shocker, though.
Yeah. They both just, I appreciate, and I know they're actors, but they really just dove into this wholeheartedly and really, like, that kiss was a kiss. And
it was good. Yeah.
This was back when we were just starting to get kisses early on. There was a period in BL where your kisses, you had to wait till the end.
Yep.
You know, and it was really, to me, Bad Buddy that took us in that new direction. Bad Buddy. Yeah. That kiss was the kiss heard around the world.
3?
Yeah. 4.
Yeah.
And no one, because we don't get early not kisses like that.
No.
And I don't think we all thought they would kiss like that either. Because a lot of BL kisses, unless they were Maine, let's just be real, were very chaste. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They weren't like going in like that. So it was a surprise on a lot of levels, but I think it kind of like shifted the thinking of, oh, you can have kisses sooner and the stories still hold up.
I feel like nowadays that is kind of an accepted thing. Like, people expect to kiss by like episode 6-ish. And we have to thank our forefathers. This was a good one for it.
Because it was not a thing before. Every time I see people complain, I'm like, well, you're lucky. We did not have that.
Yeah, we don't have the JBL no kiss cherry magic.
And also, like, I always push back too, because I'm like, there are straight shows still today that are like that. So everybody calm down. You know, so sometimes a kiss comes at the end. It's not indicative of anything. It's just the way they want to tell that story.
As long as it's not playing Termche right now, I'm good with whatever it wants to do its pacing.
I'm so behind. Listen, I'm only on episode 2. I did ask my Patreon. I was like, guys, if I slow down on this one, is it okay? And they're like, it's fine. Just because I want to make sure. I really want the other shows to be all caught up and where they need to be. And then I'll get back to Termche.
You know what? It's art in its own form. In its own form and way.
We love Tudor Yem.
We do love Tudor. Oh, we love Tudor Yem. And saving that, also great. But like, I'm fighting it. I'm doing the weekly lives and I'm fighting it. It's fine.
I'm really curious. So when is the Demundi lineup?
Thursday.
Thursday? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm because there's no way they can't push out more shows faster. They have to meet the.
I have tea on this.
Okay.
So, on Thomas's live a couple of days back, he stated that they would be starting the process of doing about 2 shows at once, which is not a ton for them, but is way more than they do now. Actually, Love Upon a Time and Your Third, I think, were supposed to be at the same time, but then they both got pushed back. Like, Love Upon a Time with the monsoon kind of season, and Your Third with some staffing, I believe. But I think that Off said that we should expect over 8 shows to be announced during the lineup. So
8 shows, but when are they being released? They have traditionally announced quite a few shows in their lineup, and their shows take a range of 2 to 3 years to create. This is my thing. So they've still got shows, right?
Yeah.
From lineups. It's very I try to stay, but I'm like, they do not get fussed at about the fact that they don't, throw out a show. GMMTV, God forbid you go past the year. It's just everybody loses their mind.
You know, I'm just surprised that Restart is still happening. I have to be so
Yeah,
grateful.
when he mentioned that and like NC, so in his when Piaf
Yes.
did his live, he was like, I hear a lot of conversation about NC. If you have an issue with that, stay away from Restart, which fair enough. But also I was like, oh, Restart's being named. Okay, cool.
I mean, but you
That's
saw the end of
fun.
Love Upon a Time. I saw the end of
But you
Love
know,
High.
it makes sense because to me, those big ensemble, the way GMMTV keeps people employed consistently when there's not, there's individual shows going on, is to get them in those big ensemble casts. It's a really smart way. Zombiver, really smart way to get everybody working while other things are being developed. So doing Restart, you won't have this huge gap where fans are like, they're sitting in the basement, that stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
So it's
what's the Key Asylum? That is what that is now called. But Thomas let it slip that there was 50 people, and then Off let it split that not everyone is having a full Demundi contract, so some people can go elsewhere. Um,
okay.
I I think that's going to be
Interesting.
interesting because I mean,
Interesting.
obviously, we see a lot of actors going elsewhere for secondary tutor yin, like Chernche's Copy of Bangkok.
Yeah.
I think Battle of the Writers was also Copy of Bangkok,
Yeah. No, no,
and
no, no. Battle of Writers was Claw. Which shocks me to my
yeah,
core, but it was his, I think that might have been his first one.
I
No, no,
think
no.
so.
Naughty. No, he was
He was
assistant
the
director on Naughty Babe.
he was the acting coach for Naughty Babe and Cutie Pie. I think
Uh-huh.
that Battle of the Writers was his first directing
Yeah, I think that one was his first.
because
I always had thought it was your third, but I keep forgetting he did Battle of the Writers, which, baby steps, everybody.
Hey, I love the Demundi cast. I'm more than happy to see them in an ensemble. I would be really excited to see them do a tight H school series though, especially
Yeah.
because all of their cast, they're like all of the rumored six and like the known six are much younger. They do
Mhm.
like they're like all almond progress age, kind of young, and so I would
So I
love.
was like, are they gonna do a high school show? Are
I
they?
hope so. I mean,
Yeah,
but
I'm very curious.
their greatest asset, in my opinion, is FIFA. FIFA's brought in like four K-pop uh,
Mm-hmm.
defector or people
Yeah.
who didn't debut in K-pop ended up leaving, coming back to Thailand, working, and so I think they're gonna keep on getting those younger actors for a couple of years now until FIFA's like uh, generation debut cast, kind of all
Mm-hmm.
either debut or drop out, and so they have a really good opportunity for a school
Right.
one. Um, I'd love to
They've
see
never
that.
really done high school though. I think they tip what they're in college most of the time, right?
Yeah, they do college most of the time, but I think that makes sense because they are known for their NC scenes. I think that
Yeah, that's why I was like, how would they handle? I would love to see what nuance they would bring to the table, but then the audience would need to understand this is high school. You're not going to get the
no,
NC you typically get, which will be interesting to watch everyone navigate. But I mean, yeah, I'm curious how many shows will actually be produced, and I really want to see like how are they bringing in new directors. Like I think director new is supposed to
yeah,
direct something, so like they're definitely doing that. Or is he still doing it? There was a conflict, but I can't remember if the conflict was with he had to pull out of Demundi or he had to pull out of GMMTV.
I think he put out a Demundi. I think he put out of the first one
What
won.
was it? Huh?
The first one won. What was that?
Yes, your YouTuber. My
Yes,
YouTuber.
yeah,
Yes, he pulled out of that. Okay, he pulled out of that. But yeah, but that means also that they're bringing in new directors.
yeah. They have two new directors on set, from what I understand. There's one that's doing Unknown Lover, um,
Okay.
who had come around at the end of last year, and then there's supposed to be one other one. I don't know who they are off the top of my head though. And then
Yeah.
there's obviously Crudan and Claw. So
Yeah. Interesting. So I mean, yeah, we'll see. It does get exponentially harder to juggle, a lot of shows at once. But when you have that, if you're gonna, my assumption is if you're gonna bring in that many people, then you've got to start producing more shows quicker.
yep,
And so then how is that juggled and what's that look like?
I mean, I know that Offset that he was stepping away from talent acquisition. I have a feeling he's probably stepping away from a couple of other things too, if he's stepping away
Mhm.
from talent acquisition. I would assume, hopefully, that they're getting a good staff behind there. I mean, I think from what I've seen, queer staff loves to congregate at Demundi. So I'm hoping that we can get a good leaking in of staff that's like
Mhm.
ready to start. But
On their
yeah,
money.
yeah, they need the paychecks
Organized
and
and
they want
ready
the
to go, 'cause
notoriety. Yeah,
it's
and
a
I can see it
monster.
happening.
I don't think fans understand what a monster of the back end of that is. Like I heard, so I was talking to somebody and they were like, I want to see how they schedule GMMT. How do they schedule GMMTV? How? Because it's such a massive organization of brand deals and you know variety shows and concerts and filming. And I know people think that these actors aren't working, but they're working constantly, and
Yeah,
they're moving things around. And just because we don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. There's rehearsals. Like, when the hell are they rehearsing for these shows? It's crazy.
yeah,
It's crazy.
and now that they brought management internal, I think that that's even a
Yes.
tougher discussion because they were like everyone had their own manager, some are better than others.
Yeah.
Let's be so real with ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that everything's internal and GMM benefits from them having constant sponsorships. I mean, I think the success case of that right now is Surf Java. Oh my God, I feel like I see Surf Java
They're doing great.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. And I'm loving it. Personally, I love that. But like, as we know, Mutate Love, Love Me If You Swear is, but like,
It's so good. I'm of the mind of, and it actually makes me think of, because we have to watch the show. It makes me think of like specifically Gallon, and the job, of the actor is there. I think fandom forgets there is a job of the actor there too. So yes, there's management. Yes, there's sometimes I listen to fandom talk and I think they just pluck things up and pass them out, and they're like, everybody get their fair share, and I'm like, that's not typically
yeah,
how the entertainment industry works. And there is a level of you that has to go into it. There's people may give June a hard time, but that hustles them into jobs.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
has resorts. Surf Java, it didn't just happen to them, right? They were on those lives, they were engaging, they built themselves an audience, and that is what helps people see that. People will get excited. Junior Mark sold out in minutes their concert, but that's because they've done the work to build
oh yeah.
up.
I think no one truly is as good at building a personal brand as well as Junior in
Yeah.
GMM. Like, oh, that man is
And
so
they set
intelligent.
themselves up. There is even though he's not particularly classy, they sold themselves as classy so that they can market themselves down a lane that others are not. That's not really even synonymous oftentimes with GMMTV. They're supposed to be crazy and silly, and it's so smart because Junior can play. He is that, but he
Yeah,
also knows how to put on that suit, tighten up, and look very regal with Mark. Like, he can
because
be in
Mark is
both worlds.
oh my God,
Mark
Regal
is regal.
City. I happy birthday to him. But like I saw his
Mm-hmm.
birthday post and I went, wow, that's a man who could wear a suit in any occasion. That is he's so beautiful. I'm a
So
horrible Junior
beautiful.
Mark stan though. It is like it's been that way
We're
since
gonna
Junior
watch their
Mark.
concert. I'm so
Oh,
excited.
that and Ponpuins. I think those are going to be absolutely.
Puin put on an amazing. Honestly, I think most of the shows, we had a very long discussion. It didn't all go onto our podcast, but about production and the importance. The artists bring something to the table, but I was really looking at. I wanted the production for Blush to be better,
Mhm.
and that might be a hot take,
No,
but
I think
I
that's well.
think I think the stage swallowed them up, and they moved to this bigger venue, and they didn't move it into a bigger production.
Yeah.
And if you look at the close-ups, it's amazing, but when you zoom out, which we paid for these online tickets, it didn't have the same impact. And I think it's because those are the things when people get so mad at me when I talk about production and choreography and stuff. I'm like, I'm not putting down your fave, you know.
Yeah.
It's not about your fave. I'm not. They're doing great.
Yeah.
It is. I'm talking about this apparatus back here.
And it's I think sometimes people forget how many things are behind the scenes and how many people are behind the scenes into what you see. And I understand that, like, I want to also just enjoy media as what it is, but you have to recognize that most of those decisions aren't made by your favorite artist. They're made by people way before it gets to your artist. And so, yeah, I think that one could have had probably a little bit of a better goalpost, but I think also placing it so close to Lol was a choice.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Yes. I agree 100%. Yeah. So I hope they rectify those things because they have the audience, they have the numbers,
Yeah.
they clearly could fill that space. So fill the space, like
Yeah,
fill it.
and if your ticket sales are that, like, I know the ticket sales were very low at the beginning. Like, I feel like you should understand why people aren't trusting in the ability to
Mhm.
keep that capacity of
They
space.
also didn't have as many sponsors. I looked at the sponsors; it was like very small number, so that could have been part of it too. But then get better, do more anyway.
But I mean, also,
That was
like,
my but I got off track. I was saying with Gowan, I realize more now than before how introverted he is, how much it is people I think assume because people are talented, they're good working a crowd or they're and that's such an important I would get so frustrated because I was like, why Satang would go on live and play guitar and he'd do all of this stuff and I'm like, Gowan, you play guitar. Why aren't you doing all this stuff and like building this online audience? But he's just a little awkward little bean. And so
oh,
once I now I understand that, and now I see what an impact it was doing this show with Chris. How Chris, everybody says that Joss brought him out of his shell, but he was already on his
get it there.
way
Yeah.
because he had, Chris was taking him to these spots, introducing him to musicians, bringing him along, and that I always talk about the mentorship at GMMTV is a
So
big
good.
big part of their success because he didn't have to do the things he did
Mhm.
to show him the ropes and take someone who was clearly already talented but hadn't like broken through and help him break through and then with the partnership with Joss that just continued because Joss is gonna like
Yeah. Yeah. Joss is
kick
gonna
him
push it.
into
Yeah.
push him in front and just be like he's the talented one
Uh,
he's very
I
much that.
Yes. My what I've been saying online is that I think the couple to watch is Ken Paul, not only because of how they act, but because of
Yes.
the amount that they are doing online, the service that they do online, hit their vlogs, their social content, their
Paul
commenting.
is an editor.
Oh, and I love it. And
Paul is
oh,
smart.
as someone who plays the game for a living, like, I look at him and I'm like, you will be the next big thing. And we're seeing the dividends of it. They were supposed to be a side couple that was unnamed, no
Yep.
nothing to them. They are now, I would be shocked if they don't have their own show because they're getting their own sponsors now.
Yeah.
It's because
They're eating up when oranges fall. They saw the moment. This is what I love with acting and performing in this field is when these fans get so worked up. I want them to have this many minutes and stuff. But the exciting stuff is when you're just supposed to be this thing. And then you come in and they have totally shine in when oranges fall.
yep.
They really they're eating up the screen. It's so good. It's so good.
I love that. But I think that they will be I think that they will probably be the next Junior Mark. I think the Junior Mark have great mentorship over Paul, and
Yeah.
that's very evident. He hangs out with them constantly.
You got Junior Mark and Force Book. You are sitting in a
You're
real good
set.
spot.
Yeah. And they use them. They are constantly
Mhm.
around them. I'll see Paul put on his
Mhm.
story. He's just eating lunch with them. And I'm like, you are using the correct assets. And he's
Yep.
constantly taking notes. If a post does really well, you will see 5 more of it. If a post does badly, he will switch it up next time. I love someone who uses their communications degree effectively, but like I think that people are not ready for what that will be, especially because they're not what I would say is like the stereotypical hot GMM couple. They're not Joss Godwin. They're not going to be the ones that are there for like the face card. They're there for the personality. Not that they're not absolutely attractive and adorable. Just like they're not tall and thin and built like. Actually, Paul is kind of getting built. Have you seen that?
No, Paul is very much I understand why Forspoken are his parents.
Yeah.
Like he's very much going the Force route.
Like he was like he had it strapped on him as he was doing pull-ups, and I was like, oh my god. I do like Olympic weightlifting, and I was like, that's a lot. That is more than I would do. And so I mean,
I think Shoku Aston as well have big opportunity. It's sad. Aston was he was on it. And then when his mother passed, he kind of pulled back.
Yep.
I'm seeing, and now I don't want to hear, I'm like, don't be panicked. Find your groove back. You had us, gripped. And then there was just Shoku. I don't want to say it like that, but Shoku just being there, smiling, happy.
Yeah. Like, I think that people don't always truly understand how cooked the international audience will be when an actor talks to them. I think that's why some people loved Gemini when Gemini first came out, because he was really one of the few who definitely talked English sometimes, but he wasn't utilizing it. He was trying to really get back his Thai. When Gemini came out and it was like, oh, he is fluent in English and he will actively debate you on topics on his live. Yes. Oh, people loved it. And so I think obviously Aston has gone through a lot in the last year. I think if he can slowly integrate himself back in a way that's healthy for him. But he did that sponsorship with skincare brand.
And he did a live recently. So he's coming back. I was also thinking, we got to watch this show.
I know.
Okay, I'm bringing it back to Joss Godwin and then we'll start watching. Because I was thinking about, they're the first ones, in my opinion, who were intentional about their pursuit of the international audience. And I was so curious. I was like, is this going to work? Because I thought they would alienate Thai people, and Thai people are their core audience. It's not, the big money is not international right now because they need the sponsorships and the people to buy the things in Thailand. When I say this to international people, they get like in their feelings because they very much think that we're everything. Like it's so great if you have a international audience. It is a big deal. It is cool.
Yeah.
It has potential. But you want people to buy the toothpaste in Thailand.
Yep. You can't
buy your series, and we can't buy that.
Yep.
So we're of no use to those, sponsors, and those sponsors get the shows, get them the money, get them the stuff. So as having an international audience will make you interesting, will get you a pull. They still need the Thai people. So that's the June Dunk First Cow conundrum, which June Dunk have turned around.
Yep.
Go off. I'm blown away. I am sure June was like, let's try this. We need to redo that. I am convinced he figured something out to switch the tides, because they're getting massive crowds now.
I could go into I've recorded videos on this that I have not put out, but it is like,
because he got that degree too in communication.
Yeah, he has the degree in mass communications, and I think that he utilizes it so well because you'll see him constantly A/B test. And people notice that, and that is very geeky of me.
Like, why does he keep deleting it? I'm like,
and Dunk, and like, I think people don't recognize like Dunk's like good morning crab and good night crab.
Yes,
like it is such good branding, and people don't understand that, and people want to join his channel where he puts every once in a while his ads in his good morning crabs. And I was like, I don't think you guys understand. This is directly what you do with the communications. Like, if that is working, keep with it. And Dunk in particular is so good at advertising his own brand that I think June does well at advertising the CP while Dunk focuses his own stuff. It's really effective. And so I think more people should be looking at them. I think that I'm very excited for the day that we see a dedicated social PR manager at GMM and what happens, because
would be great.
Because GMM could pay me so little money, so little. But like, I just like want to see what would happen if they took the international, if we could buy international merch. That would be great. if we could actually buy stuff legally. And
well, the merch selling I heard isn't going great in Thailand either. So they got to get their home stuff together. Ooh, the Thai people really go in on them when it comes to merch.
I mean,
very angry.
It scares me. Apparently you have to like set up an appointment to go like pick it up. It's like no.
Yeah, and then like it'll sell out. They don't plan well enough, specifically around concerts. You're supposed to get this option of if you get this kind of ticket, you get early access, but then there's never enough. I heard it does not matter. There's never been enough. So you pay this extra money to get this early access, to get into the building, to get your merch before everybody else. So you're guaranteed merch, and there's never enough. And then the merch isn't there for the regular audience, and it's not enough for the early access people. They said never fails. Every time it's a hot mess.
I have to assume that they just don't want any excess, like at all. But I think it would be so easy for them to just price gouge that and put it to international. We'll pay it because we pay on average about 30% more for like our own in-concert merch.
I don't know how they manage the product. It's this simple. They're not producing enough.
No.
And I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that's about. They just
I could give theories, but I can't say anything concrete. So, but I think a harder thing for that is not even like logistically. I have to worry and wonder how often they're pre-ordering a couple weeks ahead instead of a couple months ahead. And that would be my biggest guess.
And I do think some of that's fly by the seat of the pants. So I would love to believe that they're just like this well-oiled machine of da-da-da-da, but they grew fast. And this is we're going to get into the show. This is the thing I always say with Demundi too, where I'm watching and people think I'm being critical. I'm like, no, actually I'm very interested in these things. And I did a whole video about scaling up and how it is critical when a small business begins to scale up at what speed and how they manage it, because that is your make or break. And you could be doing amazing and still fall apart if you don't know how to manage the exponential rise of that's any small business. None of these guys are special. Entertainment, a startup, it doesn't matter. You have to. I was in small businesses. I've seen it. I know what can happen. I know what can go wrong. And and some of it's luck of the draw too. Some of it you can't plan for. So then it's how do you manage these things you didn't plan for to keep you secure, making money and not getting in over your head.
Yeah. And how often are you willing to take a cut? I think that's the harder thing.
Yes, yeah.
How often?
Sometimes you have to get to the next thing and the next thing. You discount that client, but that's a big client. And that client, if you get it right with that discount, will then become your advertisement.
Yep.
And you'll get a ton more work, and you have to just hope for that.
Yeah, I mean,
anyway. All right, we're gonna watch this episode. Oh my god, and the gag is, guys, we had already talked for like a good hour before this, so the fact that I really thought it was out of our system.
It's fine.
Nope.
อาชีพและเหตุการณ์ต่างๆในซีรีส์เรื่องนี้เป็นเรื่องสมมุติที่สร้างขึ้นเพื่อความบันเทิงเท่านั้นโดยมิได้มีเจตนาชี้นำหรือส่งเสริมการกระทำใดๆที่เกิดขึ้นในเรื่องโปรดใช้วิจารณญาณในการรับชม
ถ้ามึงจะจีบแพรให้ติดเนี่ยสิ่งที่มึงต้องทำก็คือกล้าเข้าไปคุยกับแพร
ตรงนี้มีคนนั่งปะ
ไม่มีกวีนั่งดิ
Did you see the Cristinto outfits for
แพรใหม่เสร็จอ่ะกูจะแยกตัวออกมาแล้วมึงก็นั่งคุยกัน2 ต่อ 2
Me and mine
เราชอบมากเลยกวี
I love it. I'm so in show with them though. It's so bad.
Love it. All right, we don't need to watch this. Is it? Yeah.
ค่อยเจอกวีเลยอ่ะ
Go back. Oh, we're starting where we left off.
Okay.
ทำไมเราไม่ค่อยเจอกวีเลยอ่ะ
เรามีงานพิเศษต้องไปทำทุกวันเลยอ่ะแต่ก็กะว่าจะทำงานให้น้อยลงแล้วล่ะเราอยากเอาเวลาไปทำความรู้จักกับเพื่อนๆน่ะ
เห็นก็ดีเลยเพราะเราอยากสนิทกับกวีให้มากกว่านี้
Aw.
เราตัดให้นะดีครับ
เคขอบคุณค่ะยังต้องตักคืนนะ
ได้แล้วช่วงนี้ต้องไปทำกิจกรรมอะไรที่มออีกนะ
จริงๆแล้วเราทำเยอะอ่ะกวีไปทำกับเราก็ล่ะไปเข้าคลาส
เราจะไม่เดือเหรอ
ไม่หรอกเอาอันนี้ด้วยไหม
ได้ครับ
That was a shift.
กินผลไม้เยอะนะก
That
วี
is.
ได้
Oh, I just made the weirdest connection. This is like
Mm.
this is like Fish Upon the Sky, but time travel.
Yes.
The way that he's like staring at him and he's that's so funny
กลับ
actually.
ก่อนนะ
อืม
เรื่องค่าอาหารกูจัดการให้แล้ว ไม่ต้องจ่าย
มึงจะไม่กลับมาจริงๆเหรอวะ
กวี
ฮะ
มีอะไรเหรอ
อ๋อ พอดีปีแสงมันไลน์มาบอกอะว่ามันมีธุระต้องรีบกลับก่อน มันให้เรา2 คนกินกันต่อเลย
Hmm.
Oh.
Oof.
I mean, she obviously has a crush on him if that's, you know, if they're getting
โห สั่งอาหารมาเยอะมากเลยอ่ะ กินกันไม่หมดแน่เลยเรา2 คนงั้นเดี๋ยวเราโทรชวนเพื่อนมาดีกว่า
Girl, the way she did that, I was like,
ทำอะไรอยู่
yep,
อ่ะ
that would be me.
กิ
Yep.
นข้าวด้วยกันหน่อยดิ ร้านเดิมเลยมึง
You don't want to give the person the wrong idea.
No. I think that's responsible of her.
เดี๋ยวขันมา
And now we went from one sad face to another face to
Yep.
another sad face. Oh.
แต่ว่าคืนนี้มึงมีเดทกับแพรไม่ใช่เหรอวะทำไมมาลงเอยกับพวกกูเนี่ย
บอกมึงกี่รอบแล้ววะ มึงไม่ได้เป็นอะไรกับแพร มึงเลิกพูดจาแบบนี้เถอะ ไม่อยากให้คนอื่นเข้าใจผิด พวกมึงด้วย
Do they have date houses?
People call it,
in
but-
Thailand?
Huh?
Is this a date house?
Go
Is that just, I thought that was
Darling
just a Korean
Pamela.
thing, but
แต่กูกลัวทับลายมึงว่ะ
Mm.
มึงก็ลองจีบเขาดูดิ
มึงแน่ใจนะมึงไม่เอาอ่ะ หรือมึงเอาแล้วแต่มึงไม่ชอบวะ
Yikes.
กูจะ
okay,
ครั้
very
งสุดท้ายนะไอ้น็อต มึงเลิกพูดจาแบบนี้กับแพร
time
ไม่
and
ดี
place, yeah.
เป็นเที่ยอะไรของมึงเนี่ย
I appreciate that he's like, I don't even want to be here with you.
Yeah.
You're a dick.
แล้วเดี๋ยวกวีกลับยังไงหรอ ให้พวกเราไปส่งไหม
She brought all the girls. That was the whole
มัน
carload.
จะเต็มแล้ว
Yeah.
หอเราอยู่ใกล้ๆอ่ะ
He said, I have enough.
เดินกลับ
งั้นไว้เดี๋ยววันหลังค่อยนัดกินข้าวกันใหม่เนาะ
อืม
บ๊ายบาย
บาย
ไงแฮวอะดี อุตส่าห์ดีใจว่าจะได้มาเดทกับปีแสง
นั่นดิ เป็นงี้ได้ไงไม่รู้อ่ะ
I do appreciate that she was still nice to him, even
Yeah.
though she brought the friends. She was not rude or wasn't like, get me the hell out of here, you know?
Yeah. And that's hard because I think that that's a very reasonable thing to do, but
ว่าจะโทรหามึงอยู่พอดีเลย มึงอยู่ไหนเนี่ย กูแยกกับแพรแล้ว หิวปะ
Cute. So cute.
he said anything that's not on my dime. Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Asian pizza.
มึงเพิ่งไปกินข้าวกับแพรมาไม่ใช่เหรอ
Korean cheese pizza.
โอ้ก็เพิ่งข้าวกับแพรมาใครจะกล้ากินเยอะวะ
มึงจะคีบลุกเพื่อ มึงจะกลัวอะไรวะ เอาจริงนะเว้ย มึงไม่เห็นจะต้องฝืนตัวเองเลยเวลาอยู่กับคนอื่นอะถ้ามึงให้คนอื่นเขาเห็นตัวตนจริงของมึงบ้างอะกูว่าใครๆเขาน่าจะชอบมึง
มึงมีทางอ่ะ มึงหลอกกูละใครไม่ว่าชอบคนแบบตะกะตะกามแบบด้านข้างกูอ่ะ
This guy smiling at you?
Yep. The one who actively went out at like 10 o'clock at night to go watch you eat food.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Such
So different energy in this. It's
Yeah.
so wild. I forgot. He feels very confident in this.
Very suave. In a way that I think almost always goes to Joss instead.
Yeah. I think some of it came out with Only Friends just because he had one or two, like
Yeah.
Mix and Boom to play off of. That was great. They're hilarious.
I love that show. But also Mix could have chemistry with a wall.
Oh, she sent a friend request,
Aww.
which means she had a nice time. She just don't want to date you.
ถึงตอนนี้ได้เป็น
She's
เพื่อน
just
แล้วก็ดีวะ
not interested in your ass, but that's
Aw.
okay.
But even he, like, oh well, we're friends. At least we're friends, dude. You
And he's
cannot
gonna
keep
go into the
doing
future.
that
Yep.
thing. Why does he
ลองกลับ
think
ไปดู
this?
หน่อยแล้วกัน
I have to assume that he just is just one track mind right now. But like,
Yeah. But you can't just like it doesn't fix.
No,
I'm a
exactly.
friend now. She'll clearly marry me. What?
he's gonna stress himself out. Watch. Yep, here we
Oh
go.
my gosh. Same spot.
ถึงเราจะย้อนเวลาไปแก้ไขอดีตได้ แต่ไม่ได้หมายความว่าจะแก้ไขได้ทุกเรื่อง
Oh, he's
Deutsche
his
Pop.
friends with it.
แก้ไข
The
คน
one guy
อื่น
again.
แทบจะไม่มีอะไรเปลี่ยนจากเดิมเลยนี่หว่า
What a concept.
Wait, is this back to when the kiss happened? I think it is.
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't realize. Yeah, this is the kiss.
โอ้ยปีแสง มึงมาทำอะไรที่นี่วะ ทำไมไม่อยู่งานแต่งอะ
What happened in this timeline?
Yeah.
I'd love to know.
เฮ้ย มึงเมาปะเนี่ย
I would love to know how long they've been together.
มึงเมาก่อนเข้าพิธี
Yeah.
แล้วมึงจะทำพิธีได้ไง
กูไม่ทำกูแต่งกับแพรไม่ได้
อะไรวะ
กูชอบคนอื่นอยู่
แล้วมึงชอบใคร
Jesus.
I mean, good for him.
And was that all pent up this whole time?
Yeah. And like, was he getting signs for this time frame?
Yeah. Poor
ขอ
thing.
โทษกูแค่10 กว่าปีที่ผ่านมาเนี่ยมึงไม่รู้สึกอะไรกับกูว่างเหรอวะแสงกูทำอย่าง
Wow.
นี้วะกูชอบมึงแต่งงานกับแพรไม่ได้เว้ยกูชอบมึง
Whoa. Ow, ow. Whoa.
กูขอโทษกูขอโทษ
That was a lot though.
I mean, but I would expect someone to be that much in that moment.
Mm.
Okay.
นี่กูไปทำอะไรกับอดีตมาวะเนี่ย
Oh, I feel like this would have done so well with the JBL crowd if it came out now.
Mm-hmm. It really was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
The whole everyone's assuming he knows.
Well, yeah, because he's the best man. Of course he should. Yeah.
Wow.
โอ้ย
Don't lie to us.
I mean, as someone
So
who
they
got married in the last year, I would be acting the same exact way. Not gonna lie to you.
เฮ้ย
That's my reaction. Okay. Oh, and it's coming back. Okay.
Why would this stranger just
Look,
magically
yeah,
appear?
ช่วยอะไรได้บ้างไหม
I think this is the second series he would have played God,
เขา
though,
ลุง
right?
คนเดียวเลยอ่ะที่ทำทุกอย่างเป็นแบบเนี้ยลูกแก้วที่ลุงซ่อมให้มันย้อนเวลาได้อ่ะ ตอนนี้ทุกอย่างมันแย่ไปหมดแล้วเนี่ย
เอาก็ตอนนั้นก็บอกเองว่าอยากจะแก้ไขชีวิตตัวเองให้มันดี
He
ขึ้น
was like, you wanted this.
Hey, you make your own decisions, babe. I'm just here.
แก้ไขอะไรกันเหรอลุง นี่ผมไม่รู้นะว่าลุงทำแบบนี้ได้ยังไงอะแต่ว่าตอนนี้ชีวิตผมมันวุ่นวายไปหมดแล้วอะลุงช่วยทำให้มันกลับมาเป็นเหมือนเดิมหน่อยดิ
ตอนนั้นก็บอกว่าไม่พอใจชีวิตของตัวเอง ตอนนี้อยากกลับเป็นเหมือนเดิมอีกแล้ว
โอ้โหลุง ตอนนี้มันแย่กว่าเดิมอีกอะ
Is it though? You did make a friend who thinks you're hot, so.
Yeah.
ถ้าคนอื่นมีโอกาสแบบนี้
Hey,
เนี่ย
someone find you attractive.
ชีวิต
That's
เขา
better
ดี
than you
ไปที่
were.
ไหนต่อไหนแล้ว รู้ไหม ตัวเองโชคดีมากแค่ไหนที่มีโอกาสแบบนี้ทำไมถึงไม่ใช้มันให้เกิดประโยชน์
โหลุง
ลูกแก้วเนี่ยมันทำได้แค่ย้อนเวลา แต่การจะเปลี่ยนแปลงแก้ไขชีวิตตัวเองให้มันดีขึ้
I
นมันต้องลง
worry
มือ
that
ทำเอง
his action
อะไร
is
ที่
going
ผิด
to be
ก็ต้องแก้
flirting
ไข
with
อยากได้ผลลัพธ์ที่ถูกก็ต้องทำสิ่งที่ถูก
Peng so that he
แล้ว
doesn't
เรา
have,
อะ
doesn't
เราได้
marry
ทำอะไรไปบ้างหรือยังเนี่ย
hair. I don't know why. I just feel like
ทำไป
that's
แล้ว
my
อะ
brain thought right now.
ก็ผิดอยู่ดีอะผมไม่รู้ผมจะทำยังไงแล้วเนี่ย
ถ้ารู้ว่าเป็นคนที่ยอมแพ้อะไรง่าย ๆ แบบนี้นะ ไม่เสียเวลาซ่อมลูกแก้วให้ตั้งแต่แรกหรอก
หมายความว่าผมยังสามารถแก้ไขให้มันกลับมาเป็นเหมือนเดิมได้เหรอครับลุง
หรือจะแก้ไขให้มันดีขึ้น
It's interesting. His first thought was to take it all back.
ก็แล้วแต่นะ คิดเอาเองก็แล้วกัน
Does he feel? You think he feels guilt
ว่า
for
อะไร
hair
มันดีที่สุด
then, more than he does like sadness over his own life? Because his life hasn't really changed.
Well, I think he's, like you said, single-minded about pear. So
Yeah.
I think he thinks it's worse because not only does he not have pear, but now he's falling in love with him.
Mhm. Sure.
Oh, poor pear.
เขามึงคนเดียวเลยปีแสง
Pisang?
We're blaming
Not
him.
at him.
What do you do? Exist?
อำนาจของลูกแก้วเนี่ยไม่ได้มีอยู่ตลอดไปนะ
Hmm.
มันก็เหมือนกับโอกาสของคนเรานั่นแหละ มันมีอยู่จำกัด เพราะฉะนั้นต่อไปจะใช้มันทำอะไรเนี่ย วางแผนให้ดีก็แล้วกัน
ไม่ต้องห่วงนะแพร
So you just let him go wild for like 3
เราจะแก้
rounds?
ไขทุกอย่างให้มันดีขึ้นเอง
What's that mean? Who's making it? What? I think also the thing he never considers in this is actually pear.
Yeah. No, I think I think that's good commentary on the idea of like doing something that you think is for the better good without like truly
Yes.
understanding what can be good. But like he's so in his head that he has no idea of even his surroundings.
ทวิสโก้ทวิสโก้
Which you can even tell in the way that they did the like I know I talk about cinematography all the time, but like everything is blurred around him. He's very much the center of the attention.
เราทำพังได้ เราก็ต้องแก้ได้ ย้อนเวลากลับมารอบนี้ จะทำอะไรต้องคิดเยอะๆถ้าเราเข้าใจไม่ผิด ถ้าเราหมุนลูกแก้วในอนาคต เราจะย้อนกลับมาในอดีต และถ้าเราหมุนลูกแก้วในอดีต เราจะข้ามไปอนาคต จุดเชื่อมก็คือ ครั้งสุดท้ายที่เราหมุนลูกแก้วในไทม์ไลน์นั้นๆ โอเค ราะฉะนั้นสิ่งที่เราจะต้องทำก็คือ
คิดไม่ออก It really sounded like he had figured it all out.
It was really that hero moment that just no payoff. Okay.
So all I gotta do is
Oh, and he was calling. He's saying. Yeah.
ถ้าไม่รับสายมันบุกมาชัวร์เลยอ่ะ
Now he has no idea he kisses you in the future, so don't be weird.
ฮัลโหล ตื่นยังมีอะไรครับเช้าไม่ใช่เหรอ กูโทรปลุก
แล้วมึงจะโทรมาปลุกกู
But
ทำ
he
ไม
had a
เล่า
crush on him.
ไปอะไรกันไง
Now
Oh.
we can.
ก็เป็นเพื่อนมึงไง หรือมึงจะคิดว่ากูเป็นผัวมึงก็ได้นะเว้ย
Ooh.
ผัวพ่อมึงเนี่ย
อ่ะโวยวายเขินนี่ก็ดีสรุปเป็นไง จะเข้าข้าวเช้าเปล่า
ไม่ขี้เกียจ
กูว่าแล้ว นี่กูเพิ่งวิ่งเสร็จพอดีอะเดี๋ยวไปงีบห้องแป๊บนึงได้ปะ
ไม่ได้แล้วมึงจะมานอนนี่ทำไมเล่ามึงก็ไปนอนที่ของมึงดิ
เอ้า อะไรวะ ก็ห้องมึงอยู่ใกล้มหาลัยอะขอไปงีบแป๊บเดียวบ่ายค่อยออกมาเรียนพร้อมมึงก็ได้ กูมีของจะให้มึงด้วยนะเว้ย
ไม่ กูเพิ่งรู้ตัวว่ากูมีธุระด่วนแค่นี้นะ
I do really like seeing Gowan be the one that's like pushing them. I feel like we always see him as
Yeah.
like the beautiful damsel, and so like
Mm-hmm.
อะไรวะ
hell yeah.
Oh, he won it. I forgot. He just wants to give you a plushie. Be nice to him. So this is this
Now, this is what
episode.
we missed in between.
This episode turned a lot of people off, and this is the episode that Laura and I had to do our big
Oh.
talk because he's so mean. They love Gowan. At that time, they didn't love Chris, and they didn't like watching Chris be mean to Gowan in this episode. But I was like, it's the character. It needs to go somewhere.
I think that's why a lot of people also didn't watch My Romance Scammer. They got to like realizing what was going on, and they.
Yeah.
จีบแค่ใหม่
I will fight for that show
โน้
till
ม
my
น้าวให้พ่อเปิด
dying
ใจเรื่องการ
day.
รักษา
I know we have the same
เอาแม็ก
brain.
กลับมาเป็น
I
เพื่อนให้
love
ได้
that show.
สี่
Oh my
รักษา
god.
ระยะห่างกับปี
I
ศา
just
จ
don't get it.
No.
His to-do list. Were you gonna not be his friend? That's rude.
And that doesn't help anything. Like I don't know what you think you gain from that.
Mm-mm.
นี่ครับ
That I love his hair in this.
I
This is one of my favorite characters for Ooh.
ที่นี่รับเฉพาะลูกค้าครับ ถ้ามึง
his
ไม่สั่ง
shoulders are so
มึงก็ออกไป
thin in this. That sounds really weird, but I always notice how
Hey.
broad his shoulders
Sandy.
are in comparison to everyone around him.
Mm.
คือกูมีแค่45 บาท กูสั่งอะไรกินได้บ้างวะ น้ำลายมึงไง ในปากมึงอ่ะ คือไม่ดิ จะได้ไม่ต้องพูด นะ มึงจะคุยกับกูหน่อยไม่ได้เลยเหรอวะ
กูไม่มีเวลามาสนใจเรื่องไร้สาระของมึงหรอกนะ
ไร้สาระเชี่ยอะไรวะ
Ooh.
พ่อกูป่วย กูอยากจะสารภาพรักกับคนที่กูชอบ เขาก็ไม่ชอบกูอ่ะเล่นเสริมมีคนที่กูไม่ชอบมาสารภาพรักกับกูอีกอ่ะ
I mean, we call it barista therapy, but that's
แม็ก กูขอโทษ ที่ก่อนหน้านี้กูทำตัวไม่ดีอ่ะ
I can't remember what he did to make him a bad friend.
แต่กูไม่รู้กูจะไปปรึกษาใครแล้วจริงๆอ่ะ
must have been something genuinely significant.
Mm-hmm.
ช่วงบ่ายลูกค้ากูน้อยอ่ะ มึงค่อยมาใหม่ตอนนั้นก็แล้วกัน
Aww.
จริงนะ โอเค กูไปตอนนี้เลย ไปละ
Aww.
It also warms my heart to find out this is the show they became little besties on.
Oh, I think O is one of the most interesting like actors, and so it's interesting to see where he gets his origins sometimes.
แพ้
อาจารย์เห็นว่ามีคนเข้าน้อยเลยจะให้ทำควิสอ่ะอีก30 นาทีอาจารย์จะรอห้องแล้วนะกวีรีบมานะ
นี่แชร์โทรบอกเราด้วยเหรอ
อะไรนะ
เปล่าแพ้
Just get to class.
ขอบคุณมากนะที่โทรมาเตือนอ่ะ
เรื่องแค่นี้เองกวีรีบมานะ
โอเคเดี๋ยวเรา
Also,
ไปตอน
giving half an hour before locking the doors is crazy.
วรรณกรรมยุคหลักสมัยใหม่มีความคล้ายคลึงกับวรรณกรรมสมัยใหม่ ในแง่ของการปฏิเสธระดับความ
Must be saying.
แต่ถึงจะคล้ายคลึงกันยังไงนะคะ ก็ยังมีความต่างกันอยู่ค่ะ
ตกลงเราควร
Napping at his
ทำ
own
ไง
apartment.
ถ้านั่งข้างแพรทุกอย่างจะกลับไปแยกอีกรอบ
Oh,
ปะวะ
no, there he is. Hello.
เฮ้ย
หมาตัวไหนวะบอกจะไม่เข้าคาบเช้า
ก็แพรโทรตามกูอ่ะแล้วมึงอ่ะไหนบอกจะไปหาที่นอนไง
แพรก็ตามกูเหมือนกัน
Oh.
เอ้า
Oh.
จะเข้าก็เข้ามาเดี๋ยวจะปิดห้องควิสแล้วนะ
Okay.
Oh.
Oh,
I thought he was going to sit next to Pear.
yeah. Apparently not.
กวีเป็นไรทำไมไปนั่งคนเดียวอ่ะ
Yeah.
ไม่รู้มัน
I feel like we're gonna
นั
get
ก
a
ศึกษา
thoughtful
จับ
Raven
คู่กัน
flashback
2
to
คน
that kiss
นะคะ
that we
ทำโจทย์บน
once
กระ
episode.
ดานใครเสร็จแล้วก็ส่งได้เลย
Does he remember any of
There's
this?
no way.
He's from forever ago. Oh, look who sat next
แพร
to
คู่ขวัญ
you.
มึงก็ต้องคู่กูแล้วแหละ
ไม่เป็นไรอ่ะเดี๋ยว
เดี๋ยวอะไร เร็วๆจางเขาให้10 นาที
This isn't gonna work, little buddy.
เลิกเรียนแล้วไปไหนอะ
Oh.
เล่น
Okay.
กับกู
Wants to be your friend.
ไม่เป็น
รู้แล้วมึงเล่นไม่เป็น จะให้ไปเก็บลูกให้
บอกไม่เล่นไง จะไปไหนก็ไป
I think it doesn't try.
Oh boy.
อยู่คนเดียวก็บ่นเหงาพอมีคนอยู่ด้วยก็บ่นรำคาญ มึงนี่แม่งเอาใจยากยิ่งกว่าผู้หญิงนะ
กูไม่ใช่ผู้หญิง แล้วก็ไม่ใช่ผู้หญิงทุกคนที่เอาใจยากด้วยมึงอย่ามาสเตอริโอไทป์ชาวบ้านเขาได้ปะ
I feel like we get at least like twice an episode one of those little moments where it's like,
Yeah.
Have we seen him in anything that isn't white? I'm thinking about that.
No. Which one? You mean Kawi?
Yeah.
No, we haven't. Not yet. Not in this point in time. We have in the past.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's his suit. Yeah.
I mean,
in the
he's like
past, we
wearing a
have.
suit with gray, but he's wearing a white shirt.
Yeah. I think he hurt his feelings.
Yeah. I mean, my feelings would be hurt. Damn.
ปีแสงไอ้ปีแสงปีแสงไอ้ปีแสงอะไรวะทำไมแค่นี้ต้องโกรธกันด้วยอ่ะ
ใครโกรธมึงไม่ได้โกรธซะหน่อย แค่เห็นว่ามึงน่าจะทำผิดคนเดียวได้
เนี่ยนะไม่โกรธตัวก็ใหญ่เสือกทำมาเป็นใจเล็กใจน้อยไม่ได้นะมึงอ่ะ
That's very true.
มึงแคร์กูด้วยอะ
เปล่า
Yes, you do care.
กูก็แค่ไม่อยากให้มึงโกรธกูนานอ่ะ กูเคยทำให้เพื่อนกูโกรธแล้วกูไม่ง้ออ่ะ สุดท้ายมันก็ไม่ดีอ่ะ
แคร์ก็บอกว่าแคร์ดิจะพูดอะไรยืดยาว
I like how he handles him. Oh.
Yep, that's a raven.
มึงแม่ง
Yep.
กูไม่น่าเดินตามมันเลยว่ะ
เฮ้ยกูหิวแล้วว่ะไปเถอะกินข้าว
ไม่เอาไปไหนไปเองดิ
Go.
บอกอยู่ไงกินข้าวเดี๋ยวคนเยอะไปเถอะ
ไปเองดิ
ไม่กินเลยไงอ่ะไปเลยโอ้
Why do you keep thinking about it, huh? Huh? She's so cute. I forgot about this. So messed up.
That's so funny. Oh.
Oh, excuse me. Of course. Of course.
โอ้ทิวน้องพี่ควบคุมความหล่อไม่ได้จริงๆว่ะ
เหรอ
At least he's
มัน
aware.
ห้ามกันนะมึงอะแต่กูไม่กล้าพูดนะคำเนี้ย
So weird watching him play cocky.
I kind of love it though. I wish he was more like that. We'll see
Yeah.
it sometimes
I
during
would like them
dating,
both.
but
I don't understand why it has to be either or. Can
Yeah,
they both be a little cocky and go after each other?
I think they might be in
สั่งเพิ่มอีกจานเลยไหมล่ะ
Oh, God.
Fighter,
Yeah.
rookie, something. The new one.
Yeah,
อุ้ย
because he's supposed to be like a well-known sports journalist, so
Mhm.
อุ้ย
I'd assume he has some confidence.
Are you
Oi.
thinking about his lips,
อะไร
Kelly?
ไม่เป็นไรอ่ะก็แต่มองหน้ากูแล้วก็เหม่อ
เมื่ออะไรเปล่า
เปล่าที่อะไรมองหน้ากูพูดด้วยมึงก็ไม่คุยกับกูมึงชอบกูอ่ะ
ชอบเพี้ยอะไรล่ะไม่ได้ชอบ
เฮ้ยมึงหน้าแดงทำไมอ่ะ
He's living for
แด
it
งอะไร
though.
ไม่ได้แดง
เฮ้ยก็เห็นอยู่ว่าแดง
กูเผ็ดดูพริกดิเนี่ย
เฮ้ยเอาดีมึงชอบกูก็บอกตรงๆได้นะเว้ยกูชินแล้วแหละ
Wow.
ที่คนมาชอบกูเยอะขนาดนี้
Wow.
ไม่หมายใจหรอกเพื่อน
มึงอ่านปากกูนะ กูไม่ได้ชอบมึง และกูไม่เคยคิดอะไรกับมึงด้วย กูมีคนที่กูชอบอยู่แล้ว ชื่อแพรไหมมึงเข้าใจไหมคำเหี้ยอะไร
He's truly going the lady doth protest
แก
her
ง
love.
มึงนี่แม่งส
Yeah.
นุกดีว่ะกวิ
แต่กูไม่สนุกด้วย
Mm.
Oh,
พี่แสง มึงมาเคลียร์กูหน่อยดิ
Clear things up? What you mean?
what's up? I
พวก
guess.
มึงคุยกันไปเลยนะไปแดกข้าวในห้องน้ำแล้ว
It's like everybody's being different today.
Yeah, we are all on something. The tides have changed.
Not a rooftop discussion.
กูแค่โมโหที่มึงพูดอ่ะกูขอโทษแล้วกัน
Yeah, you were a dick.
You shouldn't be the one apologizing.
Mm-mm.
มึงรู้ตัวปะว่าช่วงนี้มึงเปลี่ยนไปอะ
Good.
อะไรวะ
เราแม่งเพื่อนกันนะเว้ย แต่เดี๋ยวนี้มึงแยกตัว มีอะไรก็ไม่คุยกับกู
Yeah,
Maybe
sounds like
been
I
high,
don't
what?
want to associate either. Damn.
พูดไปดิ มึงจะต่อยกับกูเลยไหมล่ะ
Whoa. We go to punching people.
ปัญหาคือปากของมึงแม่งเขี้ยวไว้ยน็อต
All
คิด
right.
มึงด้วย แค่นั้นเลยเว้ย
Period.
เคลียร์ปะ
Say it. We
มึงไม่ต้อ
agree.
งสนใจนะเว้ยกูเปลี่ยนมายังไง มึงเองอ่ะหัดเปลี่ยนบ้างเถอะ
Oh, damn.
ปีแสงภายนอกถึงจะดูเป็นแบบนั้นน่ะเขาโดดเดี่ยวมากเลยนะ
Ah.
Some pisang lore.
เสิร์ฟความอร่อยพร้อมสารอาหารครบถ้วนสมดุลให้เหนียวเพอร์เพราะฟินเวอร์กับวิสกัสเทสตี้มิกซ์
He really is eating in the bathroom.
บอกอะไรวะ เคยคงกินข้าวในห้องน้ำเนี่ย
Typically, no.
I have to be so real. That happened all the time on campus, and I was like, how do you eat in there?
Gawi.
How do you, oh.
อ้าวแพ้
There are pictures of Bilkin
Look,
eating in
Lisa.
the stall. And people always joke about it, but I'm like, he
แล้ว
was
นี่
eating
ใคร
in
อยู่
the
คนเดียวเหรอ
bathroom stall.
ขวัญน่ะ
ขวัญไปกินข้าวที่บ้านอ่ะ
There was a reason.
Yeah.
กูกินข้าวยัง
โอ้ยยังเลยอ่ะโอ้ยกำลังหิวพอดีเลยไปไปกินข้าวกัน
Just
มาแล้วครับ น้ำปีโป้ปั่น
did you have money for that? You did not.
รู้ได้ไงว่าเราชอบกินน้ำนี้อ่ะ
อ๋อก็ตั้งแต่ตอนบัดดี้ไง
Next time he's in the future, he's really good at reading TM. Just
ก
for
วี
quick
นี่
fact.
น่ารักเนาะ
Mhm.
เวลาเราเห็นปีแสงกับกวีอยู่ด้วยกันน่ะ เหมือนเป็นเพื่อนกันที่คบกันมาหลายปีเลยอะ
โทษที
ไม่เป็นไร คือก็ดีแล้วแหละปีแสงจะได้มีเพื่อนบ้างอะ
แต่ว่าแพรกับปีแสงก็สนิทกันไม่ใช่หรอ
ก็นอกจากเราที่พ่อแม่รู้จักกันตั้งแต่เด็กก็เลยสนิทกันน่ะ ปีแสงก็ไม่ค่อยมีเพื่อนแล้วแหละ ปีแสงภายนอกถึงจะดูเป็นแบบนั้นน่ะ แต่ว่าเขาโดดเดี่ยวมากเลยนะต้องเมื่อก่อนนะ เหมือนว่าจะสนิทกับน็อต แต่เดี๋ยวนี้ก็ห่างออกมา เราก็ไม่รู้ว่าทะเลาะอะไรกัน
The way he talks about you.
In
ต
particular.
อนนี้เราเห็นว่าปีแสงสนิทกับกวีเราก็โอเคนะ
I was about to say he doesn't have a car. Okay.
Yeah,
เรายังไม่รู้เลยแพ้
makes sense.
ไปเถอะงานมีตติ้งมันจัดแค่ปีละครั้งเองนะ เราไม่อยากให้เธอพลาดอ่ะ
งั้นเดี๋ยวว่ากันแล้วกันนะ
อืม
Ooh, those are heels.
Mm-hmm.
แพ้
It's much better.
What's up?
Sorry.
ลืมเลยอ่ะ thank you ปีแสง ขอถามอะไรหน่อยดิ เราเห็นเฟรนด์ใน Facebook เธอลดไปเกินครึ่งเลยอะเกิดอะไรขึ้นหรอ
พอถึงจุดหนึ่งอะเราก็ไม่รู้ว่าเมื่อก่อนเราจะรับแอดคนมาเยอะแยะอะมันก็เหมือนเราซื้อเสื้อผ้ามาเยอะไปอะถึงวันหนึ่งเราก็ต้องเลือกเฉพาะชุดที่เราอยากใส่แค่นั้นเอง เราไม่ได้ดีเพรสหรือว่าดราม่าอะไรหรอกไม่ต้องห่วง
โอเค ไหนๆเธอก็ลงมาแล้วอะเข้าไปสวัสดีพ่อก่อนปะ
เราว่าไม่ดีกว่าเราเริ่มง่วงแล้วอะเดี๋ยวพ่อเธอชวนดื่มอีกงั้นฝากสวัสดีพ่อด้วยนะ
I appreciate that she checked in and is worried about him.
กลับดีๆนะ
Paid attention.
I mean, you can tell that she cares about him very deeply above just like the attraction part, but that is difficult because we know too much about the future.
มึงเคยโดดเดี่ยวด้วยเหรอ มีแต่คนล้อมหน้าล้อมหลัง จะไปโดดเดี่ยวอะไรวะ
Oh, that's wow. The mood. Ooh.
That has shifted. Oh,
He is excited.
he's so excited. Oh.
I forgot.
แรกเลยนะเนี่ยเอาไปแสงมาไงเพื่อน
เดี๋ยวไม่
กินกินเลยมึงหยิบแก้วให้ปีแสงแก้วหนึ่งนี้ได้มาดื่ม
มึงคิดยังไงอยากแดกเหล้าไว้กูอีก
เตรียมมาแล้วเพื่อนไงกินเลย
He just told that
อยู่ดี
dude
ไอ้กวี
off.
ก็ชวนพวกกูมาแดกเหล้ากับมันเนี่ยไม่คิดว่ามันจะชวนมึงด้วยนะ
เอาเว้ย
แก้วเหรอวะ
เฮ้ย พวกมึงสองคนอ่ะ สนิทกันไม่ใช่เหรอวะ
He's trying to be helpful, not understanding the situation where he could have just
Yeah.
I think that's just another thing of him again being in his own head.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He fixed things in the way that worked for him,
แก้วดิ
and he's not really
เอาหน่อย
taking
เอาหน่อย
into account the person he's trying to fix.
And through that is getting forced to drink. Ooh.
Because I think to him, just having friends is enough. Like,
มึงนี่ก็เป็นคนใช้ได้เหมือนกันนะ เดี๋ยวต่อไปนี้นะ มึงก็มาเหมือนกับพวกกูเดี๋ยวกูชวนแดกเหล้าออกมาด้วยมึงอ่ะ ตอนแรกนะ กูก็กลัวเว้ย กูจะเข้ากับพวกมึงไม่ได้อะแต่จริงๆแล้วพวกมึงแม่งโอเคว่ะ ไอ้น็อต กูดีใจกับมึงด้วยนะเว้ย ต่อไปมึงจะเป็นนักเขียนที่ดังมากๆดังเฮียอะไรอ่ะ งานกูเพิ่งออกไปเล่มเดียว เฮ้ย มึงเชื่อกูดิวะ ต่อไปนะเว้ย งานเขียนของมึงอ่ะ จะดังมากเลยเว้ย
oh,
ชีวิ
he
ตต่อไปของมึงจะดีมากๆเลย
He's
เว้ย
drunk. He's drunk.
เสียแม่งอย่างเดียวนิสัย
no, but is his stuff famous in the future?
I
Is
would
that
assume
what
he's probably telling the truth, but
Yeah. Oh, I think he slipped up.
ไม่มีไร กินกันต่อไปนะคนเอามาเว้ย
Ooh, pissed.
oh, he thought he was getting him alone.
ไปกินหน่อยวะ กินดิ ไปชัน
ไม่ กูขับรถ
ก็ได้ เอ็นข้อไก่ไหมเอาไหม
กูไม่กิน
He's braver than I am. I would have left.
He's pissed.
เฮ้ย
Mm.
พวกมึงสองคนอ่ะ
But I mean, you could have pulled him aside and been like, hey.
Mm-hmm.
กูกับมันเรียนห้องเดียวกันมาตั้งแต่ม.ปลาย เด็กชายล้วนนะมึง คนอื่นแม่งก็ไปเรียนวิศวะกันหมดแล้ว มีกูกับมันเนี่ยมาเรียนมนุษย์ แต่ก็นะ วันหนึ่งแม่งก็เห็นผู้หญิงดีกว่าเพื่อนว่ะใจเย็นดิวะใจเย็น กินก่อนไหมกินก่อนกูกินเอง คือกูไม่รู้ว่าพวกมึงทะเลาะอะไรกันนะเว้ย แต่เป็นเพื่อนสนิทกันน่ะ มีอะไรค่อยๆคุยกันดิวะ เสียดายมิตรภาพนะเว้ย กูนะอยากทะเลาะกับมัน กูไม่เคยอยากทะเลาะเฮี้ยอะไรกับมันเลยเว้ย มึงถามแม่งดูดิ แม่งเป็นเฮี้ยอะไรกับกู แค่กูพูดเล่นถึงผู้หญิงที่แม่งชอบแค่นี้ดราม่าเฮี้ยอะไรก็ไม่รู้
กูบอกมึงแล้วไง กูกับแพรเป็นแค่เพื่อนกัน
ก็ถ้ามึงไม่ได้ชอบอ่ะ มึงจะมาโหดทำเฮี้ยตอนที่กูบอกว่ากูจะจีบแพร อ้างเฮี้ยก็ไม่รู้ มึงจะกักใช่ปะ
กักเฮียอะไร
เดี๋ยวใจเย็น
Now you're hearing what the argument was about.
โอ้ยคืองี้เว้ย กูชอบแพร
That is not
พี่
the
แสงมัน
reason.
เล
But
ย
sure.
That's not gonna help.
ส่งสัญญาณให้มึงถอยออกไปให้กูเฉย
ไม่ใช่ซะหน่อย
โอ้พี่แสง กูขอบใจมึงมากนะเว้ย ที่มึงช่วยกูอ่ะ แต่กูทนไม่ได้ที่เห็นมึงสองคนทะเลาะกันแบบนี้มีอะไรค่อยๆคุยกันดิวะ มึงชอบแพงจริงเหรอวะ
มึงไม่ได้เป็นแฟนกับ
ไอ้แม็ก
นั่นแหละ
โอ้โห
We thought you were dating
กูจะไป
Max.
เป็นแฟนกับมันได้ไงวะ
And that is where he's
What am I
saying
gonna-
thought he got his in.
มึงชอบแพงจริงวะ
Oh.
Yeah.
บ้าวกูแค่อยากลองจีบแพรดูเฉยๆอะแต่ถ้ามึงชอบจริงๆนะกวิทกูถอยให้มึงได้อยู่แล้วเว้ย แค่ผู้หญิงคนเดียวกูให้เพื่อนได้อยู่แล้วนั่นแห
You
ละ
gross. I don't like you.
มึงสองคนเคลียร์กันแล้วนะ กลับมาสนิทกันเหมือนเดิมเนาะ ไปจับมือกันหน่อย จับมือ
He's
ไม่
like,
เข้า
I
ใจ
don't
ว่า
want
มึ
to
งพ
shake
ยายาม
his
ทำอะไรวะกวี
ปีแสงเดี๋ยว
drunk conversation. Not good.
เป็นเฮียอะไรเนี่ย กูกำลังพยายามทำให้มึงกลับมาสนิทกับไอ้น็อตอยู่นะเว้ย
กูขอให้มึงทำเหรอ อย่ามายุ่งกับกู กูไม่ได้อยากกลับไปเป็นเพื่อนกับพวกแม่ง
เอาทำไมอ่ะ
เพื่อนคือคนที่กูอยู่ด้วยแล้วสบายใจ ถ้ากูจะเป็นเพื่อนกับใครอ่ะแล้วก็ไม่ได้รู้สึกแบบนั้นกูจะแยกตัวออกมาแล้วมึงจะทำไมวะ
ง่ายๆอย่างนี้เลยเหรอวะ
ดิ
กูแค่อยากให้มึงกลับมาสนิทกับไอ้น็อตอ่ะ จะได้ไม่ต้องมาสนิทกับกู
Ooh, not the way to phrase that. Ooh.
นี่มึงพูดจริงเหรอ
Oh, he's so hurt.
เอาใหม่ กูพูดผิด กูขอพูดใหม่ มึงเป็นเพื่อนกับกูได้เว้ย แต่มันต้องมีระยะห่างบ้าง ไม่ใช่มาตัวติดกับกูตลอดเวลาแบบนี้
Jesus.
Nope. Horrible way to state that.
ทำไมวะ
มันก็คงเป็นอย่างที่มึงบอกกูมั้ง เพื่อน คือคนที่อยู่ด้วยแล้วรู้สึกสบายใจอ่ะ
แล้วมึงไม่สบายใจเหรอ
ไม่ปลอดภัยด้วย
Jesus.
Ooh.
Yeah, real bad. Real bad stuff.
Real bad. Oh my god.
ทีหลังนะ มึงก็แค่บอกกูตรงๆก็พอ
โถ่พี่แสงเดี๋ยว
And the fact that he doesn't get that that's not okay to
มึงจะ
say.
ตามกูทำไมวะ
Yeah.
ไหนบอกอยู่กูแล้วไม่ปลอดภัยไม่ใช่เหรอ
I would want to say like a neurodivergence kind of thing, but I don't think that that makes
โอนเงินมาคืนมึง
here.
ค่าของขวัญแพรอะ
Not the thing to do right now.
จะงอนอะไรอีกวะ
What are you sulking about
พอ
now?
ใจอยู่วะ
He has no concept at all of what he's doing.
จะเอาไง
ไป
Oh. I forgot he got in that.
When he had it in his car, he was so excited.
He brought it to
ถึงจะมี
because
โอ
they
กา
were
สเริ่
having
มต้นใหม่สักกี่
dinner.
ครั้ง แต่โจทย์ที่ยากที่สุดในชีวิต ที่ให้ตายยังไงผมก็ไม่เคยทำมันได้ดี ก็ยังคงเป็นเรื่องนี้เสมอ
Don't
ใคร
turn
บ้างที่
that
ผม
thing
ควรเก็บ
now.
รักษาไว้ และใครบ้าง ที่ผมควรจะตัดเขาออกไป ถามว่ามันจะมีทางไหนไหม ที่จะช่วยให้ผมมั่นใจได้ ว่าผมเลือกได้อย่างถูกต้องจริง ๆ
Okay. I don't think he turned it.
ไม่เบี้ยวจริง ๆ ด้วยอ่ะ ต้องสนุกแน่เลย
That's gonna be Tension City. Okay, good.
Mm-hmm. Woof. Yikes. Yikes on bikes.
Very much like something. Oh my god.
Oh. He did go back.
And what is he?
ค้นหาผลรางวัลลอตเตอรี่ งวดวันที่ 16
Oh, I forgot.
เอาวะ ถูกมาตั้ง 20,000 เสียดายหารางวัลที่ 1 ไม่เจอ แต่ได้เลขท้าย 2 ตัวมาตั้ง 10 ใบ มีเงินไปใช้ในปีแสนแถมยังมีเงินไปเที่ยวมีตติ้งอีกเว้ย โอ้
That's how he goes on the trip.
งานมีตติ้งเหรอ ปกติผมไม่มีทางไปแน่ๆ แต่เพื่อจะแก้ไขเรื่องแพร เอาวะ ลองสักตั้ง
พี่เขาเล่าให้ฟังนะเว้ยว่างานมีตติ้งของคณะเราทุกปีอะจะมีเด็กปีหนึ่งมาบอกรักกันกำเนิดเป็นคู่รักมีตติ้งมาหลายคู่แล้วนะเว้ย
ที่เรามีสิทธิ์มาฟังคนอื่นเขาคุยกันแบบนี้จริงๆเหรอวะ
มึงแม่งขัดขวางความสุขกูไง
โอ๊ยมึงวะบอกให้มึงหยุด
แต่ผมจะรอดไหมวะเนี่ย เป็นกำลังใจให้ผมด้วยนะครับ
Woof. I didn't realize that was already coming, that episode. Oh, the show is so good.
Oh. I mean, it feels like it has like something every episode that is like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Great pacing, honestly. That's
Really good.
hard to do.
It keeps you going, keeps the story engaged. It keeps the characters aren't stagnant and they're fallible. And I think that people struggle with that, like with My Romance Scammer and shows like this, where this is where people checked out.
Yeah.
He said that, and they were like, this is just typical, homophobic BL, da 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 da. And I'm like, he needed a place to grow from. He needed a place to. He's kind of a mess of a human being right now.
Yeah. I think sometimes people get uncomfortable with the idea of having. I think a lot of times people like the type of romance that is very much just like two perfect people find each other and it's perfect and everything is perfect. But I think it is much more interesting to have characters that are very flawed. I think all of my favorites of this last year have extremely flawed characters, actually. I think that makes it real, like, just to be honest about it. But I also think that, like, they play the characters well. It's not like he's just, putting on this act and you can tell he feels uncomfortable. Like, he feels very invested in the character, which I think makes it better. I could see people who were like Chris Singto fans looking at this and being like, oh, I wish that Chris, blah, 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 blah. I could see that maybe.
Yeah.
Just because of the way that Singto is very commonly cast as the way that he is playing. But like, I
really like Kristen.
I like it.
I think as an actor, this was a really important step in his career to play for all of us to see him in this light. And I honestly, listen, it was a lot of drama around this back then. It was so much. Things are much better now, but back then it was his first show back, and I kept trying to explain to people because they were like, "Oh, there was a lot of he just needs BL for the money. He doesn't really care. He's just using BL." Da 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 da. And I was like, this character he's playing, number one, and the type of show this is, number two. This is not to get him money. This was not the type of BL that we see today. Half people don't even know it existed. This was not a me and T. This was not a money grab. Not to say me and T is a money grab, but it's a show that can reach a lot of different demographics easily. And that was nothing about this is that.
No, I think what I recognize, I think a lot of times when it comes to the international audience is that we think there are certain people who like to believe that it has to be towards an international reach, right? Shows should be made for an international reach, but they're not. They're made for a Thai audience with a Thai reach. And I think that sometimes we on the West look at like what is traditional romance in the heteronormative side, and you want to see that in this media, but that's not going to work effectively. Nor should we have a damsel in distress every single show. You would get bored. You would watch 3 shows, be done, go on your merry way. And so I think that people tend to get in their head about that, but I mean, he's a great actor. He's doing great acting. Both of them are, the chemistry is surprisingly more than I thought it would be. Especially if I look at, I'm not saying Gawain first Gawain didn't aspire me, but that one was interesting to me. So if I'm comparing it, to his last one prior, I think he does a great job at like showing easy chemistry between them, both as a friend and as a romantic partner. And I mean, I think this is a very interesting series. I wish that this would come out more like today, where people like to do theories and ideas.
Yeah,
I think that would have been very.
Laura and I, you got it. I will never forget it because I was like, it's us against the world. We're gonna make, but we did turn a lot of people around. By the end of it, so many people loved it, but it was a battle there in the beginning. And Cowie is this is what I've learned to me over time. It's not that people don't want difficult characters like this. People will take, revenge, love, toxicity.
Yeah.
That give them toxic all day long. People are fine with toxic. And so because of that kind of challenge, in their minds, that is a challenging script that they can sink their teeth into.
Yeah.
But challenging characters like Junior's character in My Romance Scammer, that was actually a character and a storyline that challenged you to see, because they didn't do the easy way out with it.
Yeah.
He stayed a difficult character to the very end. They didn't completely like fix him or clean him up. You know, they did a love his work storyline. People don't actually, I think people think they want that sort of stuff, but when I think about burnout syndrome, when I think about My Romance Scammer, when I think about this, these are the challenging, these are actually, and I get in my feels when I talk, because I don't love the company, but I do not like disregarding some of the art that companies make. And there's such a language around GMMTV that I just do not support, because that's burnout syndrome was daring. The way that they did My Romance Scammer is daring. This story at the time that it came out was daring. They were doing edgier stuff. This is against the grain. This isn't easy. It's not easy toxic, and it's not easy romance.
Yeah.
You know, it is challenging.
Yes, I have been fighting in my comments recently about burnout syndrome, and just like in my Discord, like people are. I think, I could rant about that show for literal days. but I
Let me
think,
tell you.
oh my god, and I think that sometimes people don't like to face the fact that like, the decisions that you would make as a human are the decisions that we should see in acting. Those are not
Right.
beautiful decisions. And burnout syndrome gave us 4 beautiful visions of what burnout can look like and how that can go across the
Yes.
spectrum, including AJ. It was AJ, right? I think it was AJ.
Yeah.
Okay, including AJ's character who goes like apathy comparatively, but
I
like
was so impressed with him. I love that he got such a challenging role. It's like, yes, show us your chops, AJ.
I was staring and I was like, you know what, do you can do something really cool, but of course not. Of course not.
I was ready for that too. It was there. It was there.
But like, I think that show, people, I remember when it first started, like the first 3 episodes, everyone was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and then it just immediate dip, and I was like, y'all don't understand art in this moment, like.
The biggest kind of what is, I forgot the word I'm trying to say, but people saying one thing but it being actually another. They defined the show by whether Gunn gets with Dew. And if Gunn isn't with Dew and doesn't have at least a full on, NC scene with Dew, then the show is just for shippers. And it was such a reductive conversation that didn't even take into account the show itself and the story it was telling. Also, I to this day, and I haven't made this video, but I'm like, when did GMMTV become the place that needed to break shipping culture? Like, what are we talking about? Like, it's such a bizarre thing.
And let's be so real with ourselves, you don't want that. You say that you want that, but you don't want that. Because, like, at the end of the day, what you want is for them to end up together. Sure, you think that you like OnlyFriends, but then when OnlyFriends was coming out, people were screaming. I don't, personally, and this is a hot take, and I know it's a hot take, I way prefer the second season of OnlyFriends. I don't really like the first season. I think the first season was just messy for messy's sake. It wasn't engaging. Boston, as a character, was not engaging as a character. I did not want him to win in any circumstance. And so, like, I think when you get to good messy, Junior's character, Tim and Pie. Tim, like, he is a good kind of messy. He's a messy that I can believe, a messy I can follow, a messy that I can understand his standpoint. Even if I don't agree with it, I can stand with it. Dew's character, I can stand with it. Especially, oh god, it's like episode 9 when they're in the Smash room. Spoilers. And he's like, I want you to draw me like you draw him. And he's like, you just have to be, and God is like, you have to be who you are. I was like, that is such a good moment. Like, I don't think people recognize that is a discussion on shipping culture. Sure, we can have a ton of those, but you want to have the happy ending. We all want to see that. But you don't have to have Hallmark to make that happen, and you don't need OnlyFriends.
Here's the thing. That character ending up with Dew would never have been happy.
No.
That is not a happy ending.
Mm-mm.
It's a hot ending, and that's the other thing. People will not come to terms with the fact they want so badly for Gunn to be with somebody else. And they thought this was their moment, and they were riding that moment. And they were going to win finally. And that's not what the story was telling. And the story was not telling that just because of shipping culture. It's because the character in that story, that's not what that character wanted. That's
No.
what that character wanted to want.
Yep.
But from the very first episode, that character wanted something toxic. That character wanted something messy.
As soon as that bath scene happened. Yeah. As soon as that bath scene happened.
And they stayed true to the character. If that character was never meant for Dew's character. It was never meant for Dew's character.
Because Dew's character is supposed to be one that he's acting toxic because he realizes that is what Gunn's character wanted, not truly.
There's a little bit of toxic.
Oh, no.
Toxic, but it's not the toxic he was looking for.
No, he's not off character. He's not. And I think, actually, what I used to say to people is I was like, what you want and what you get is two different things. It is, but what you should realize is you can look at this at the mindset of like, especially heteronormative dark romance. If we look at it in that way, Off was always going to win. The signals were there early on. We see that in all of those kind of, I don't really read them as often, but I know them. That is that exact genre of romance. It was a perfect depiction of that genre of romance. And people, I don't think, connected the dots on that maybe, but like, I feel like in this case where it's like, Kawi is not a character that is necessarily despised, but one that I think people don't like to realize can be them at times. We all have moments where our self-confidence is low and we do actions that we may not be super proud of in that process. But like, sometimes you have to look in the mirror and realize, ooh, I can see a little bit of myself in this, but this character is going to have a redemption arc. If a character is this awful, they're either going to get worse or they're going to have a redemption arc. And he's the protagonist. He's going to have a redemption arc.
It was very clear that he was going to have a redemption arc. And I guess they found him by him saying people get stuck in a moment. I don't think people do well with like allowing people to, and I was like super lecturing about this because I was like, this is a learning period for us with this character of allowing it. To me, mirrored Chris' situation. Allow him to do better. Allow him to grow. Allow him to be this thing you think he should have already been.
Yep.
And that is a real stickler for me in the BL community, period, is that they gather list of why you're wrong and they hold on them and they never let you go. The incident we were talking about today is a very good example of somebody reaching back in time and saying, you've got to do all these things to be forgiven. And people in the comments saying they did those things. You just weren't here for it.
But you didn't care.
You know?
You just needed something to prove your point, and you know what, actually, I'm going back to this. I think that people think of Gunn as Gunn today. I don't think that people look at Gunn and see Gunn when Off and Gunn got together. And the way that Gunn has changed, especially under the guidance. It is, and it kills me because
Gunn has changed a lot. You are right.
Because he used to be masked. He used to be so like, I would say he looks like the definition of like a gym bro when I first met him, when he was first on.
I wondered how much of that was himself, how much of it was the company at that time.
I agree.
And society. It was like all mixture
because
of
it was
a lot.
Not accepted back then. But then I think Off has given him a great opportunity, as Off is so fashion, so like whatever fits my look
and supportive.
Off
will support no matter what. Gunn can be whoever he wants to be. Off is going to be his biggest cheerleader. And people cannot see it. They're so in their own zone of what and some of it is superficial. I am telling you. Some of it is they don't think he's hot enough for Gunn. And they'll never admit it.
That's crazy.
Because a lot of the conversation around the Dew stuff was how hot they thought Dew was.
Oh, yeah.
And how he deserved to be in a scene with a super hot guy. And I was like, does anyone understand how weird this conversation sounds?
But
because it was weird.
Yeah. Because, well, I think that So, you know when Mark Ohm first got together and people were like, really? Like Mark with Ohm? And now Mark is like stunted.
Yes.
He has done a lot of work, which he did not need to do. He's a very attractive man ahead of time. But like he now has a very...
He fits Ohm's aesthetic better.
Yes.
He has moved into Ohm's aesthetic and the way he presents himself.
Yes. And people are all for him nowadays. It is all... He'll post something and I'll see like people that I used to see saying some stuff, being like, oh my God, he's so cute. And I'm like, can we understand that your version of attractive may not be attractive to that person?
Right.
You might find other things attractive, but also like, this is an actor doing an actor's job. This is a pairing that he, and I know you talked about this week and I agree with it, that he could be a queer person, he could be a queer thing, other thing, they don't have to be dating. So they don't have to find each other attractive. They need to have good chemistry, 4 scenes, end of story. And so like, it absolutely kills me when I see people being like, well, I feel like he would work better with, oh my God, I've seen it recently with a couple of pairings that I'm not going to name because I know you're going to get some comments. But like a couple where they'll be like, you know, I really feel like they would work better with, or nowadays people are much more chill with like William S and things like that. When S first came on the scene, they were like, really, with William? And I'm like, oh, come on. Can we like, if someone has good chemistry, that's all we really need to care about. Also, like, you're entitled to nothing. You're entitled to
give it to you. Both of these companies are very good at if nothing else, they both understand. Well, not both. All of these companies are quite good at chemistry and figuring out, and you know, pulling the plug now sooner than later. That has been an adjustment. It's still hard for fandom. I think there's always going to be fandom that can't let it go.
Yeah.
But pulling that plug earlier than later, it provides them an opportunity to be with who they should be with.
And the Ohm Poon of it all. I like.
Oh my God.
I'm so obsessed with them.
That's a lot. Ohm posted a video today. Did you see that? Where Poon was like, where are you going? And Poon was like, can I just go see my friend for a minute? Mark is waiting for me. And he's like, okay. And I was just like, first of all, why is this recorded? First of all, why are you asking that man? Second of all, what?
And the roll down the window T-Rock? Yeah. No.
Oh, yes, the T-Rock. Yes.
Oh,
it's a lot.
God. And
I don't think any of us, I don't think they saw it coming.
If it's a scam, I love the scam. If it's not a scam, that's great. Love that for them. But
I do, but I have my made up theories that there are certain people, because I feel like Ohm was one of those ones. There are certain people who, when they sign that contract, they have so much coming in, they get to do they get to pick what they want.
Yep.
And they talked about how they were like put together or whatever, but I'm like, you guys don't fully explain how you went from A to B.
Yeah.
And and if you look at he was paying attention to Poon long before we knew he was paying attention to Poon.
And they have some photos that are way earlier than we timestamped.
Way earlier.
And so
when his other partner was there, and I'm just like, And
the fact that he's flying for one day, like 3 times this month, interesting.
Yeah.
You want to go play with his dogs for 24 hours. Okay. But like, it's
just like,
but I think that shows like genuinely like, because I think people really liked Mark Poon from what I can see online. It wasn't like the perfect pairing, but it was like, you know, people were happy with it.
Yeah.
But the moment that Ohm Poon came on, everyone has changed. Everyone has flipped.
Yeah.
And I think that like, sometimes you just kind of have to find the person with the right chemistry. Sometimes that chemistry happens naturally. Sometimes you have to be first and physically put yourself in between 2 actors so that you can get the chemistry test. It happens. But like, you know, actually, fun facts, because I was thinking about this after last episode. I think the only pairing that I can think of off the top of my head that have been paired before and are in the same show is it wasn't even Earth and New. It was First and Gowan are the only ones I've ever seen.
Oh, that's right.
Be on a show, because Earth and New have never been on a show together. They've done fests, but they've never done a show post. Mix and Pooin have never been actually paired, but even that, like after that show, they were never together again. I think that shows how little that chemistry was seen maybe from the audience, because that is the only pairing I've ever seen work together.
Mhm.
And they're on new pairings.
And people, there's not a lot of, you're right. I don't see a lot of people fighting for this. It's not like this huge fandom that won't let, they're not very, it almost, to me, it felt like first cow happened and everybody was like, yep, that's right.
Well, I think, because I was like, it ruined me forever. My first ghost ship was first cow and it ruined me forever because I was like, and I was right and I was good and I'm right. And nowadays
those two made that happen.
Oh,
which is what, and I also have theories around why some have a little bit more of a struggle than others. I think the company will, and this is not based on anything, guys, but my own conjecture. Sometimes I feel like they have more of a hand in the ones they make themselves, and the ones that fight to be together have to then hustle harder because they have to prove they're right. But that's just me thinking in the sky. I don't know. I could be wrong. Also, the international versus Thai people thing comes into play as well.
And also, like, how sponsorable are you as a person? So, like, if you are an extremely sponsorable actor and your pairing is an extremely unsponsorable actor for one reason or another, like, plays a part.
Like, I know people are getting frustrated now because Ponpoon are doing so much, but those two are on their game. They were savvy. They're smart. It's not like this stuff fell in their lap.
Nope.
They figured this thing out, and they're not just being handed stuff. No one knew Pon was going to walk into that event in, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
And that mob, no one saw that mob coming.
No.
No one knew, not even the brand, I think, knew that he was going to pull those numbers. And that was the catalyst to be like, oh, and he, props to him for taking that momentum and keeping it. He banked on it. He kept it moving. And they both have just been on their game, and they're united now. And I think that has been a major shift for them. Mm-hmm. Being united, making decisions together, supporting each other so visually and so consistently, and not visually.
Yep.
It's made them this is why when people are like, they're gonna break up, I'm like, you guys are dumb. This is, if you take your shipping thoughts out of this, those two are not stupid. No. They have built something very strong. They would be idiots. The company, listen, if the company's gonna go sit down with Jung and Dunk and heal that, they're never letting
Ponpoon separate. Unless like
on a rise, but they are not these numbers. Like, company is not going to let something fall apart.
And the company has realized that having those ships be powerful, all of the Jasper ships being as powerful as they are, only builds that fan base. It's something that they don't get in K-pop, and we're seeing it happen extremely in T-pop.
Super unique,
like especially the TT4. They just had their, I don't know what their
that was on parts with what. So Ponpoon to me were, I will say Bilk and PB were first, but I don't count them in all of this, right?
They're a little hard,
they were one of the first ones to pull an impromptu Central World fan meeting that was huge. So then Ponpoon do it, massive. Yeah. Now you've got TT Pour, massive. Mm-hmm. And that was it. It was as far as the eye could see.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. And they were not expecting that. And you could tell that they were not expecting that, which was very sweet. It was very sweet.
Such smushes. It's so interesting because you've got like the swagger of a Ponpoon, and then you have the little TT Pour smush. It's going.
I mean, but they're so tiny. I think people forget how tiny they are. And it makes me. But so were Pon and Pooin. Like
they were.
They were so tiny when they. I think that. And I think Gemini and Fourth will probably be the next one on GMM to have that, where they're ramping. But like, I think that, Ponpoon have done a really good job at keeping themselves very consistent. And I think that their model, which they've talked about it multiple times, of just, we're very authentic. We might not show you everything, but we're authentic in what we show you, I think has been a huge change.
Yes.
But like, I think that the world, we could probably yap about the world of BL and how people.
Yes, we need to wrap it up. These are This is what you get. Half you tried. But yeah. All right, guys. Another week of fun conversation. We will see you in the next one. I hope you have a wonderful week. If you have vacation with the holiday Juneteenth, happy Juneteenth. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
I think I need good chat therapy.